You gonna help?
Yes.
Let's go clean out the garden. So we have an unusually warm day today. It's like almost 60 and it's gonna be the same tomorrow. And it rained really hard here too, so the ground's super soft. So we're taking this opportunity to clean out the garden from last season to have it ready for this season. So we're pulling out all the posts, tomato holder thingies, cages, couldn't think of the word, that sort of stuff. Clearing out tarps that we had set up in areas that we weren't using last year that we're going to use this year because we're expanding the garden. Yeah, we got a puppy. No, be nice. Those sorts of things. And then maybe we'll show you a little bit about what we're planning for the garden this year. Put it in the pile.
What?
So I'm not going to pull everything up. I'm getting the big things. We had a little out of control bush problem over here. I'm going to leave all these squash vines. When we come through with the tiller to turn it all over, those won't be a problem. But some of these bigger things, they really need to come out. So that's what we're working on. Typically, I just throw things in our compost pile, but I'm really wanting to get these cockleburrs under control for the obvious reasons. So we are going to burn this scrap pile. From what I've read, burning doesn't 100% guarantee to kill the seeds either, but I figure it's more likely to kill them than just throwing them in our compost pile and then putting them back in the garden next year. Are you giving up on me? Are you gonna help? Okay, we are rapidly losing daylight, but I'll show you what we've got done and what we're going to do tomorrow. I've put all of our tomato cages and random fencing pieces that we use to tie up our pole beans and T-posts over here. I need to clean these up tomorrow and just get them tidied up so they're not just in the way. And then over here we need to get up the tarps that we had put down over parts of the garden that we weren't using in the second half of the summer. And then that's pretty much it for this half. Some good tilling will be needed, but I don't think we're going to do that right now. Over here we have a decent pile of random bushes and shrub things to burn tomorrow. I also have a complete collection of prickers on me that I'm going to pull off. So going to call it a night, come out tomorrow and get this done, and then I'm going to show you some of the new things that we're going to try in the garden in the spring that I'm super excited about. This year we worked on expanding the garden and we got that done. We almost doubled the size. Next year, or I should say this coming spring, some even more changes are coming to help us up our production. Day number 2. We're going to finish up our work. I have a lot of helpers today. And then we're also going to show you what we have planned, hopefully, for the spring in the garden. And what are you working on today?
I haven't made up my mind yet. I did do a little bit of cleanup this morning. We just had kind of junk sitting out, just tools and buckets and things like that. So I cleaned that up this morning. Bye-bye.
It is warm again today, but it is very muddy, so everybody needs to get their mud boots on. It rained last night. But perfect conditions for pulling things out of the ground outside. Boots, please. I know they're not fashionable, but they are a necessity. Alright, this will go 6 times as fast without the baby, and it is nap time, so say night nights, JJ. So, you might be asking yourself, why did we tarp up so much of this garden? And why did we destroy so many tarps? Well, it was my fault for bad planning last year. I planned out a large portion of the garden to be early spring crops, which we did. We did peas and we did some onions and some garlic. They worked great. But I did not think ahead enough to what I wanted to do after I pulled all those up. And what happens really quickly after you pull crops up is that nature takes over and it is just covered with weeds and grass. And so we laid down tarps and some cardboard, to keep the grass from spreading. And then by that time I was just enormously pregnant and just felt like I couldn't plant anymore because the baby was literally coming any day. And so we just left the tarps down. But this year, excuse me, come here. But this year, say hi. But this year we have a little bit more of a plan. We are going to try to do most of our early crops in some raised beds and leave the main garden space for our really large kind of all-season crops so that I don't have to combat nature when I pull them up and are waiting for the later summer second planting. Does that sound good? Yeah. By the way, squash bugs overwinter underneath cardboard, in your house, all sorts of places. Hello. Don't mind me, ladies, just looking for a hatchet. The sunshine is going to come out, and then you get to go outside. Let's see here. Couldn't tell. I've never actually used a hatchet before. That was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. One more. Alright, we did it! Both sides of the garden are cleaned out. The chickens are now enjoying the bugs I have uncovered for them. Let's look at what we want to do this coming season so you know. Our garden basically has two sides. What I'd like to do on this side is actually start more of like a berry patch. Strawberries and blueberries, so that won't be very much production this year, but we'll get it started, and then in the following years we can enjoy it. And then over here on the other side, you can see in there, we're going to plan on doing lots of green beans and our squash varieties. And then Sam has been working on building me some raised beds. Hopefully videos coming for that in the next month or so. And in those we're going to do our early spring crops. So we're spinach and kale and onions and things like that. And then we'll also be planting trellised cucumbers and melons. We're going to try to make it a real pretty archway type raised bed garden that you can walk through, and it's not only functional, but it also is something that's pretty to look at. So stay tuned for that. We really hope to get that all done this year, as long as it doesn't get too crazy expensive. But Sam's been very diligent about shopping around for good deals as we've been collecting materials. So thank you for watching. That's all we have for you today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And can you say bye? You have to say it first. Say bye-bye. Bye.
If you get a 1, you get to go up. I think that is a 2. You're right with me. But not for long. 1.